Hello, Jerry Gray. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much, Phil.
I heard you went camping. Did you go camping?
I did, yeah, a week away with the family, yeah.
How often do you get to do that?
Not enough, but once or twice a year we'll get away for a week. We'll, fit in a couple weekends as well, but yeah, lots of fun.
That's awesome. So I hear you are or will be working on the second Jerry Gray album?
Yeah, it's actually, I've started writing for it, so I cut a demo of a song the other day, so I was excited by that, and it's coming along, yeah.
So how many songs so far?
I have about a handful right now, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a full album or just a little EP or what. But yeah, it's in the works. Going slower than maybe I'd like, but it's coming.
That's good. I don't know how it goes. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it can be a grind for sure. Yeah.
So, do you particularly like or value one of the songs off of the Suburban Bicycle Gang album, Softballs Are Too Hard, more than the other?
As you would know,
I want to get to like the personal side of like how you view your own music, because people need to know.
Well, I think as you would know, whenever you write a song, it becomes a baby. So it's a difficult question to answer in some respects. I could tell you the one that was definitely the hardest to finish.
I'm not gonna ask you which child you like more.
Yeah, don't.
Okay.
Don't. Yeah. No, but definitely the one that was the hardest to finish was "Fucks to Give." I think actually, then mentioning that, I think maybe Creatures in the Dark is probably my favorite off that album.
Creatures in the Dark.
Yeah. I think it's. I think we found the mood really well in that song. Yeah.
Is there something in the melody that made it hard? Can we hear the melody a bit?
Of "Fucks to Give," the one that was hard.
No, the Creatures in the Dark. That's one of my one of the nice ones on there.
How does that one go? Da, da, da.
Yes.
I think it's
Yes.
it's capable on the first fret, which for some reason was something I always wanted to write a song there, so I did. I really truly don't think it came to be what it is now until our friend Dan the Man put his sax on it. Saxophone. I really think put it over the top. It was a decent song before that, but I thought it really set the mood for the song. That dark, mysterious, shady feel, right?
Yeah, I think his part was definitely characteristic. It brought some character to the tune. Right?
Yeah, and conversely, then on "Fucks to Give," I hope it's okay to swear. It's a title of one of the songs, but
I'm not bleeping it.
Okay. The sax was the hardest part to get down for that song. So there's two songs with sax. One was my favorite. One was not my least favorite. Just the hardest to accomplish what we wanted to.
But all your parts went smoothly, I guess.
Sure. Smoothly. I don't know. You know how it is. Sometimes you go in there to record and you had a bad day or or whatever. You had a fight. You had whatnot, right? Like it's hard to
fights.
Well, I mean, you just have an argument, maybe with your partner or whatever, and that can throw you off, right? For a recording session that's 4 hours away, right? Like it can. So it really, and then in a band, it's that much harder because there's so many more personalities that have to come together at that certain point to achieve anything, right? So, but yeah.
We got through it, and is there a second album coming?
There
is that on hiatus for a little bit.
Yes, it is. With all the craziness of the world,
which is a lot of artists right now are postponing their projects.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I was allowed to play a lot of guitar and kind of find some more of myself in it. And
Me too.
yeah. So it was very enriching in that sense, but pretty hard to keep a band going in that climate, right? So there is another 10 songs. Bed tracks are recorded already. We were on to the vocal stage when we hit the break. So there is another album.
It's coming.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, just have to pursue it, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's change the subject a bit. I know this is about music, but what I find remarkable is that a guy like you can produce so much, but still be a father and work full-time career as a carpenter. Right? Would you consider yourself a carpenter?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Do you ever feel the urge to just simply live your life and be the carpenter, the dad, and forget the music?
I certainly entertained it.
Yeah.
I was in a little band called The Rents, and my son came along, and it became far too daunting of a task for me to maintain that at that point. And so at that point, I bowed out. And I think what that truly did teach me was that I don't think there's a stop for me. I just think it's there, and I need to, I don't know, just swim with it. You know, I'm not going to fight that current. So
Chills, man, chills.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it gave me chills, and I was in that band, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs off of your album, Streetlight, right? That's what I call it,
Yeah.
is A Walk in the Park.
Ah.
From a listener's perspective, at least me as a listener, the song is pretty groovy and punky. Can you tell me some information about this song that we don't know?
Yeah. A Walk in the Park is a song written for my wife. Written in the sense that I guess started off written for my wife, and then kind of expanded to kind of, I guess, just any kind of close relationship where there's want to grow old together.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of
Romantic.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I never really looked at it that way. It was kind of just written as like, just make sure there's still time for the two of us kind of thing. So the whole walk in the park thing, it's just time spent together.
Kind of ties into the consummation of the rents and your son coming in. How can you have time for music when you are already writing a song about, growing older with your wife and that taking up a lot of time? And
well, I guess that song did come a bit after the rents, so it was after. I mean, I definitely took a break and found out that I needed to keep playing, and my only avenue then at that point was to play by myself. Nobody wanted to play with me, Phil. So
nobody wanted to.
no, so I wasn't brave enough to see if anybody wanted.
That's
to play
different.
with me. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not brave enough to see.
So
I just take who I can get.
yeah,
And usually those are very, talented people. But
I agree. Yeah.
but
Yeah, but yeah, no, Walk in the Park actually is the only song on Streetlight that I don't sing. I don't sing on that song. That's my good friend Mark Cameron
right.
sang it for me.
What do I know?
Well, it's interesting. I actually had a hard time at that point wrapping the lyrics around in my head, so I had asked him to try it, and I liked the way he sang it, so I went that way with it. But yeah, no, I wrote it, and I said to my wife, "Here's a song for you," and I'm not singing it. So
That's interesting. I like it. It's beautiful. So you sent me an album you did quite a while ago, 6 or 7, maybe 8 years now, from your previous band, the Grand River Orchestra. Is this a project you feel is timeless? Because I certainly feel that that is kind of the goal with the music composition on it. It has a mature stamp and an ageless flavor. A little bit of interpretation on my part, but I don't know how.
I'm very happy that album was completed. it was one of the harder things I've done as far as recording to finish. For a whole host of reasons it was a little bit different time back then too, as far as recording process and mastering and all that. It wasn't quite where we are now. So that added to the complications. But yeah, I haven't listened to it in a while now. But as you know, I do play songs off it from time to time. I play one every week that I play. I close with one. So it's very near and dear to me. And I guess the best way to answer that is to say I'm far too close to it to give it a proper answer.
Therefore timeless.
Okay.
At least.
I'll take it. Yeah.
The songs don't die out for you. So.
Not for me, no. But I mean, I played on it. I experienced it and have the memories of my friends and that, right? So.
Yeah. And which song is it that you're playing in your set?
Beautiful Everywhere, the last song I play every week. Yeah.
I think that was that sung by Ian Light?
Ian and Chad sing on it. Yeah.
So very, very enjoyable song. It's powerful in its own way.
It's got a feel to it that I find it to be uplifting.
I am going to ask you to teach me it, so that I can cover it. Because I
love that.
I wouldn't want to,
Yeah, I'm all for
get it wrong.
Music to continue, man, in any way, be it shared or recorded or whatnot. So yeah, great.
All right, I like what you're doing.
Oh, thanks.
And who you are becoming.
Oh, thanks.
Musically.
Yeah, thank you.
And personally. But I must ask you, Jerry, can you give the viewers some insight into who you see yourself becoming in the distant future? 5-10 years, maybe?
Well, I would say, what are we talking musically here? Or just me as a
Well,
person?
if it ends up not being musically, then I'm sure then some major changes happen.
Right. Well, yes. So musically, it's interesting. I had a conversation today with a friend about how I'd say in the last year is when I've really started to, and I don't think I'm there, but I've really started to open myself up to the possibility of maybe being a musician. So it's funny. It's a hard thing. I had a hard time calling myself an artist.
Really?
Yes.
It's not something to laugh at then. It's almost
no, it's
mean. I don't know.
I
find it humorous a bit.
I'm sorry.
A little bit funny.
Yeah. I mean,
from what I know of you.
I find it very hard to do, and I think in the last year, I think that has been a huge shift for me mentally, and I think it has, in fact, then opened some doors to me that I'm very excited to go through. So I think it's going to be an interesting, let's say, 10-year journey here coming up, and I'm excited for it, for sure.
There's more questions there that I need to ask eventually. But let's wait 5 years.
Okay.
A few more questions before we hear you play one of your bold creations. Which song will you be playing?
I don't know. I've been toying back and forth. I thought maybe just Streetlight, since it's the solo album. I could just promote that, I guess. So, or I could do Walk in the Park if you wanted to hear that. But
it's totally up to you how you're feeling and what, based on where you are right now, can you fit a song into this environment?
Well, I think I could squeeze any song in here. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, then you're gonna have to tag team a show with me at some point.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. I could. Yeah.
Let's do Streetlight.
Okay.
So you're gonna do Streetlight.
Okay.
What is this song?
Oh, that's a tricky question. Maybe it doesn't really matter what this song is to me. I find it far more fascinating what people tell me they think this song is about.
I feel like if I'm wrong, it's again about your wife. And I don't know. I haven't really delved into the lyrics enough to get that.
I guess it could. Yeah, it could be interpreted that way. I guess. But I don't know if I want to answer. I think I'd be much more interested in hearing what other people thought what the song was about.
Well, I might listen in depth to the song, even more so, and then kind of leave a little sound bite as to what I think it is, maybe
Hey, yeah, there you go.
for the listeners before you start the song.
Cool.
All right, so for your kids, how do you see them growing up knowing their dad is so talented? Do you wish them to carry on the style of music you've made throughout your career, or would you like to see them invent themselves in the same process you are currently living?
I would much rather see them invent themselves in any form that they desire, be it music, any art, sport, anything. Frankly, the hardest thing for me with my children in music is to stay out of the way. I just, I get excited. Let's do this, have fun, and it is fun, but at the same time, it's a bit force feeding the instruments to them. So I find the hardest thing for me is to sit back and certainly provide them. They're all there. I mean, you're more than welcome to them. At this point, Daddy's music is more of an annoyance than anything.
Really?
Yeah. I don't sound like Michael Jackson, and so I don't really matter.
I don't sound like Lil Nas X.
No, yeah, that was a big hit in my house for a couple months there, but
it's hard to live up to Little Nas.
That's
sorry, Lil Nas.
Yeah.
Maybe your music's a little too mature.
Maybe
You're saying outside the outdated, but I don't think it's outdated. I think it's just mature.
Well, I'll go with that. We'll call it adult contemporary then, won't we?
Yeah, but it's also. Do you feel like country's involved in your music at all?
Country music,
country folk, country.
Yeah, I would always lean it towards folk.
Yeah,
I find a lot of people consider it country.
It's in there, right? But it kind of roots country.
I wouldn't certainly. I don't deny it. There's lots of country that I do like. There's probably more that I hate. But I grew up with country. Your standards, all the good ones there, and then there's still great stuff now. Though I look at the indie scenes more than anything, and that's where country is still relevant. It's not about alcohol. Right. I guess it's in my music, but I always heard it and saw it and felt it more as folk music than anything. Punk music. It's a
good mix.
Kind of how I see like folk music to me is punk music, right? And when done right. So I always like to think of it that way, but maybe it doesn't matter what I think.
I don't know.
Well, stylistically, right?
It matters to me.
Sure, as a listener, it would, right?
As a friend, as a listener, what you think about what you're doing. And I'm sure anyone who watches this and is genuinely interested in artists and yourself would appreciate your perspective on your own stuff.
Well,
and if you see a little bit of country in there, that's all right.
Oh yeah, definitely. I won't deny there being country in there. I don't there's very few genres of music that I can't find something to appreciate, especially now that I have kids.
It's opening your mind more than you thought.
My palette is much richer for it. There's a lot of pop songs that I never really listened to before, so listening to them now. So
I've been listening to the Broken Record with Malcolm Gladwell and Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin,
yeah, they're definitely opening my mind. So
cool.
Not just the kid, but even these people that work with musicians every day and have created great works from all different genres. You kind of get a better sense of what they're thinking as the producer.
How they approach things, for sure.
And even working with our friend Brendan Galley. He's very open-minded too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your annual festival.
Oh, okay.
Joey Palooza, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to share with people about the cause and the event itself?
Sure, that's great. Joey Palooza is something that we have put on in our backyard now for 3 years. 3 years it's been called Joey Palooza, and unfortunately, my wife's uncle passed away before he did, he was in a hospice that was remarkable, beyond belief, frankly. So each year we do a fundraiser to raise money to donate to that hospice for money, paper towels, kind of stuff like that. Yeah, we do it once a year, and we get a bunch of. I'm fortunate enough to know a lot of people in the music scene in the area, and pull a lot of people in, and just have a great night of local music. Basically, it's basically all original music, except I do have my closer is usually cover songs to let people dance the night away, kind of thing.
Again, the Brennan Galley.
Brennan, yeah, the Green Morning. So yeah, no, we do it every year, and it's something pretty important to us. It used to be called Jerry Palooza, much to my reluctance. Excuse
You
me.
didn't want it to call. You didn't want to
No,
call it.
I didn't want it to be under my name. I didn't want to,
Well, you
but,
found an amazing reason to change it.
yeah, and so yeah, we do it every year and bring a bunch of people in. We built a stage for it on top of a tree that I had to get cut down, and we have a lot of fun. Yeah, you've been there a few times. You've played it a few times as well. So
Which
yeah,
I appreciate you letting me
well,
share what I do.
well, God, we definitely need to talk for the next one. But yeah, no, it's fun. It's
Well, I think it's an amazing step in the right direction. Annually, it's a little bit maybe not enough. I feel like we could,
I'm
maybe
actually
make it a little bit bigger over time, because it's
yeah,
a good cause, and I think people really love when you're working towards something outside of the music itself.
Yeah, I actually I am. It kind of it does another thing for me too. I'm a big believer in the bands around me, and I'm a big fan of it. And I frankly think our opportunities to play are dwindling, and I think it's going to be even more so now after the fact of the COVID. So I think house shows and different venues are going to be the lifeblood of new music. So definitely in our area, I believe. I don't know what it's like in other areas, but so I think any of us that can do it almost have an obligation to do it. Is the way I feel. I can't criticize someone for not wanting to put up new music and original music if I don't even want to listen to it myself, right? So I'm a big believer in that. Same as I can't expect you to listen to my song if I can't even sit down and listen to someone else's song, right? So I think that stuff's important, and it just creates somewhat of a community. I'm not talking, red solo cups and barbecues together. I'm just, like trying to help one another when we can, musically and artistically. But yeah.
Another good motivation, great motivation, is opening your ears to your fellow artists.
Absolutely.
And, and just supporting each other. Maybe, hopefully, honestly, as much as possible.
Sure hope so. Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
So, thank you for doing this.
Oh, my pleasure.
But before we begin playing, or before you begin playing, do you want to give any shout outs to fellow artists? Basically, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Who could use some publicity?
Well, that's a good question. Could use it. I know the Accidentals came out with a really cool EP. I think around the time that this pandemic came out. So the Accidentals could use a listen, and I enjoy them a lot. Yeah, a lot of bands have kind of gone the wayside now. If we're going to be on your channel, Phil, so I'm not gonna say you, though. People should listen to your music because it's brilliant. But our friends from a band long ago, Dave and Jill, just put out a really cool album.
Vanity Plate.
Yeah, that's right. Vanity Plate is the band. And
She has a very beautiful R&B style vocal, and I'm sure she's on every song. I'm not sure. I haven't heard the album yet, but I don't know if she's fronting it. But if she is going to be
Jeez,
something that
I've heard
hasn't
most of
been
it, yeah.
we haven't heard around these circles yet.
It's gorgeous, yeah. And then I don't know, man. There's just it's you can find it in there's every city's got a local scene, man. You just got to dig. But it really isn't that hard to find either, right? I mean, these people want you to hear their music, right? So I don't know. It's important to check out other people's stuff, but unfortunately, a lot of bands have dropped away now with the pandemic. So
maybe not temporary.
I hope like I love Dumpster, a band we both know.
Are they?
My understanding is quite possibly, but I mean, well, keep your fingers crossed on that one, But
yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So thanks for doing it again.
Oh, my pleasure. This is cool.
Yeah. So Jerry Gray with his song
Street Loud, baby.
Huh? You ready? Good.
You're the calm before I am the storm. You're always shining. I am never clear. You're always wandering. I'm wandering too. We never know what's next, do you, dear? Well, I only know my way here. I know I'm a street light away. Well, I know I'm a street light away. You're my open door. I'm just a dead end, and you're dying your head. Well, I never go out at night. Your friends, they find you here. I know I'm a street light away. I know I'm a street light away. You're my open door. You're the calm before I am that storm. You're always